me something to hold on to. I can't help how I think about you. You've moved on like I'm about to. Cause you don't really need my Cause you don't really need my
I have to stop going back to you. Back to you. Back to you. Back to you.
I have to start going back to you. Back to you. Back to you. Back to you.
To you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop going back to you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop going back to you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop going back to you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop back to you. 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 Back to you.
I have to start going back.
To you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop going back to you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop going back to you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop going back to you, to you, to you, back to you. I have to stop.
Back to you. Back to you. Back to you. Back to you. everything around me is starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurting, can't tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where is the pleasure in all this pain? Don't you lie to me, say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone else.
Welcome back to yet another week of the XP Esports Women's League. Coming into Season 5, things have definitely heated up here, and in this competition, it is going to be an absolutely wild ride. I am Blue Panda. Joining me once again on the mic, Cthulhu. We come into this week, all 4 teams that we are playing on the main stage, well, 3 teams technically, all 4 teams that will be taking part between the 2 matches, have not lost a game last week. They are coming in 2 victories each apiece. and someone is going to have to lose out. We are following the Skyfire train tonight. It's definitely looking like it could be a roller coaster.
100%. Yeah, look, Panda, it's been an absolute banger season so far to this very evening still. And yeah, the Skyfire whole storyline has been quite interesting, seeing as they were actually rocking quite well. They had a few spooky moments here and there, but apart from that, really pretty confident performance for them. Look, overall, today is bound to be one way or another technically the week of upsets, given how you just alluded to pretty much all the teams that are participating in tonight's stream are coming off the high of the wins. So we'll have to see who came in prepared for this one a little bit more than the other.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. Obviously, with the new format, we have some changes, double round robin. So we've already seen all teams involved tonight play each other. Last time, well, we'll have a look at the matches for tonight before we get into the actual details of everything here. But it's definitely going to be interesting. There you go. Unfortunately, as some of you may have noticed, we have less matches on tonight. It is because Silex have decided to step away from the competition. And as a result, we are now left with 7 teams, which means 1 team per round will be getting a bye. And we only get 3 matches played. Still get 2 streamed, and 2 streamed on our B channel as well. So up first, we have Skyfire versus the Fallen Angels. And then following it very closely on its heels, Skyfire versus Quack. Now, last time, these teams went up against each other in round 2. Skyfire beat Quack. Lost to Quack. The only match, in fact, that they've lost throughout the season, 7-3. And it was on Oregon. Then in the next round, the week after, in fact, it was Oregon again, but Skyfire were able to beat Fallen Angels. So we've seen this matchup played. Skyfire went 1-for-1. I wonder if they're going to do the same here tonight.
Well, we'll definitely have to see if that is going to be the case. They do get to play some very nice set of games to kick things off. Yeah, the Fallen Angels matchup should be an interesting one to say at the very least. Obviously, for Fallen Angels, they are looking at it to be possibly the underdogs, albeit they've shown us some pretty good gameplays previously. So overall, look, just excited for the games for tonight. I'll just say that.
Now, if you are wondering, I did mention the new format. We are running a slightly different system here in Season 5. We are getting close to the playoff stage as well. So if we have a quick look at how the league format does round itself out, we're jumping a little bit over the show here today, but look, we'll get there in the end. There you go. We did start with 8 teams. Unfortunately, we now only have the 7. So it means that there are still teams vying for places going into the playoffs group stage. There you go. Double round robin over 7 weeks, all best of ones. Then the semifinals kick in for a best of 3 format. Top 4 teams going at it first versus 4th, third versus second to decide who books themselves a spot in the grand finals, all for the gold, the glory, as it were, at the end of the day. And well, speaking of, there is decent chunk of change on the line, Cthulhu. They're not just playing for the bragging rights.
Yeah, of course. Look, if the bragging rights were not the best kind of incentive, there's always the cash money, the golden shekels, however you want to call it. It is the $3,000 prize pool that is upon us for this season. $1,500 dues to go into the hands of the champions, $1,000 for runners-up, and the third place for $500. So quite a plentiful amount of money to really play for, to get yourself set up for maybe some fresh new peripherals once the new season comes around. So look, there's a good and plentiful amount of incentive here.
That's exactly it. And well, before we dive into our matches for the evening, why don't we have a look and just see just how our season has played out so far. Take a look at the standings and see who is in position vying for the playoffs, who isn't. And at the moment, yeah, look, we haven't had a team fall out, so just forget 8th place at the moment. As it stands going into tonight, the only team who has not lost a match, Quacked versus Skyfire. This is a battle for top 3 at the moment. Not necessarily, I don't think Fallen Angels, actually, no, there is a possibility. It's 2 matches per night. There is a possibility that tonight, if Fallen Angels can do it, they could sneak in and push themselves all the way up to the top of the table.
Exactly. Yeah, look, plenty still of opportunities to cause a few upsets for Quack. Look, yeah, the more the wins they get, the more kind of the pressure for them to stay lossless is on, albeit I don't think that it is actually in their minds really for that. They just enjoying their time. They just smashing out the competition. And yeah, look, just they've been so far one of the few teams that have been putting an immense amount of effort into their games and making sure that they are prepared for each and one of them. But look, same goes for Team Skyfire and Fallen Angels. For Fallen Angels, yeah, they do have 2 losses, but all the other games, they've been absolutely phenomenal, really, to watch them. Same could be said for Renz, albeit for Renz, it's a little bit more heartfelt games as of recently. Skyfire definitely looking like the ones to try to pull an upset here.
Yeah, and well, kicking off our matches here tonight, it's the big one. It's an absolutely massive match, to say the very least. Skyfire versus the Fallen Angels. Last time, like I said, we went to Oregon. Skyfire just managed to beat it out in the final round of regulation. The question, though, are we going to go back there, given that 2 weeks in a row, the 2 teams that were played by Skyfire, Fallen Angels, then quacked both maps for Oregon. They went 1-1. Surely we don't see them taken back there again.
Well, that could be the play, but look, before we get to all the maps, to all the nitty-gritty, let's actually dive a little bit more into our rosters. I believe we do have those for tonight, and well, there we go. Team Skyfire, Chloe, Peepo, Ellie, Cats, and Serenity with Coney as a sub player. Look, that team has been doing some absolutely stunning plays, really, and been gelling actually really well. And yeah, you may be looking at some of the players, the stats are feeling a little bit off. That's because they haven't really participated a whole lot in some of the previous seasons, like Cats, for example. She's the freshest introduction into kind of the core rosters. So honestly, look, Skyfire definitely looking quite strong overall.
Yeah, and like it says on the screen, if you can read the small print, the stats shown are calculated from combined seasons of the XP Women's League. So Chloe has been around for a very long time, hence why her stats are kind of big at the moment. And yeah,
kind of stuck.
Peepo slightly new to the competition, slightly fresher stats, but on the other side of the coin, the Fallen Angels coming in here tonight, looking to get revenge for that previous matchup. Can they do it is the big question, but they themselves are no slouches when it comes to the Women's League. They have been around for a while. They've had to chop the change when it comes to the rosters, but the Fallen Angels on the whole, they are definitely a known entity in this competition. So having a look at what they've got to bring to the field, their roster is a pretty well-known one as well. Once it's up and ready to go, we'll have a look at it and run you through everything. But look, Cthulhu, I don't know. Do you reckon? Do you reckon we see the upset tonight?
There is a possibility for that, albeit still, like, going into this very matchup, I get a feeling that this could be still slightly maybe one-sided, albeit Fallen Angels have proven to us that, well, they still are a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, look, there we go. We do get to have a look at our wonderful squad of Fallen Angels. Fallen as Butt, Ticked Off, and Crystal. Look, you've just mentioned them. They've been doing pretty well. Maybe they might be able to do it. Personally, I would probably call it maybe in overtime.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably one of the matches this round and probably next round as well, honestly, that we'll go this one. So honestly, the 2 matches we have tonight, I would be surprised if they didn't go to overtime. But yeah, again, a reasonably storied roster. You look at, but she's sitting similar position to Chloe, has been around for a long time, has been playing the Women's League for a long time, and we're still some fresher faces coming into this, but definitely some very, very capable ones. You look at the likes of Ticked Off, a phenomenal anchor in the Women's League competition, especially on the defense, especially on that smoke. She's someone that can do a lot of work. So once we see Fallen Angels come to whatever defensive half they play, whatever it is tonight, definitely keen to see whether or not she can be that difference maker, as she has been so many times before. And speaking of where we're going to be heading, that is the big question, Cthulhu. Last time, like I said, it was Oregon. This time, though, we'll have to see how the map bans do play out. Well, Chalet Clubhouse, Oregon did make it the distance. Fallen Angels, obviously, remembering that last time it didn't quite go their way. So we are going to be going to sunny Ibiza, going to Coastline, which is a map that we've seen plenty of. It's a map that you don't need to go too heavy to the strat side of things. You can just play a little bit more around your own mechanical skill. There's still some setup involved, honestly, but it's Coastline. Let's have a fly through. Let's see just where these girls are going to be duking it out here tonight. It's Coastline. Love this map. Love the fragging potential that it does bring. Very much a map that showcases your individual skill.
Of course, yeah. We've been mentioning this a fair few times. Coastline is one of those that allows to go on some very unconventional kind of warfare. It doesn't really usually involve even sometimes the the hard breaches, which does open up quite a fair bit of positions for a different operator to be brought on board, and certainly today might just be the case. First one to be banned out, and it's funnily enough not the Thatcher. Instead, it's a Nomad to, well, maybe ensure that flanks are not going to be watched. So I'm assuming up next could be even Jackal.
Yeah, I mean, Nomad, not an unheard of ban on a map like Coastline. It's a map that does favor that roam style on the defense. You want to cover as much ground as possible. Flores, which, I mean, look, he has drawn a lot of fire in the ban phase. He's found a huge amount of success as of late in high-level competitive play. And, well, it's something that is not unfamiliar in the Women's League. They have played a decent amount of it as well. And, yeah, look, Serenity, they're having a bit of fun. It's always good to see the Women's League games. They have a bit of banter. The post-ban, though, and it's a little bit different. It's a little bit less conventional, but something, again, not totally out of the realms of possibility. It's something that is still played plenty. Final ban, though, what do you reckon? Mirror, are we going to see something conventional, or are we going to see another
probably
quote-unquote target ban?
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right, okay, yeah. Look, we are going to be probably seeing one of the more unusual bans for the defense rather than offense, because yeah, with offense, look, we've seen a few times the Nomad ban, albeit it's usually kind of the secondary ban. So usually the kind of the pace of it is either Thatcher Nomad or Thatcher Jackal, and then you would have somebody like Mira, maybe even a Jaeger or a Wamai, but neither of those really came to fruition apart from Nomad, and Flores is relatively expected now how powerful he can be, albeit with this kind of ban phase, teams do have a plentiful amount of utility to deny those drones, say if Flores wasn't banned and instead something like Jackal, but that's not going to be the case here. Looking into the first round, we do have a interesting setup of us going to the kitchen and service site, which usually considered to be somewhat like a secondary-ish. For a few teams, it's more so of a primary, but with the sheer amount of vertical game, you would expect some presence up above in VIP, in the bedroom, and see what can be done from there. And usually Pulse is where Pulse thrives, really, out of majority of the sites.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's secondary site. For some, it depends on which team you're looking at, honestly, as to preference around bomb sites. I know Hookah at the moment it's sort of a toss-up between all three at the moment. There's no real priority given changing and chopping, new operators, new changes, nerfs, all the rest of it coming through. And we head to the action phase of round one. Skyfire will be kicking things off on the attack, and look at that, the Jackal was let through, so was the Zero. And just look at the fragging capability of this Skyfire attacking roster.
Exactly, yeah, look, they have plentiful amount of utility, plentiful amount of guns, really, very good guns, as a matter of fact, to just absolutely wreak some havoc. And straight off the bat, we actually do see an interesting trend of Ellie and I believe Cats actually making a push together to the top floor. So both of them have a nice set of shotguns, and right now them against Az could be a very dangerous avenue for the Valkyrie player to try to contest in this kind of range.
That's exactly it. And well, they are going to take their time. They're going to drone it out, not just go for that full helter-skelter send into the building just yet. Cats, they have an idea. At the very least, there's probably someone hanging around VIP, which they would be right to, and Inox comes out to Ellie. She's looking for those feet. Gonna spot them, just pull off the angle for the moment, looking for a scan, anticipating anything, and there we go. Az is in a bit of trouble, has to swing on the window. Cats is there, spray good, but not quite good enough. And Az still playing around the DJ equipment, somehow still alive in the room. There we go. Ellie swings it for the third, fourth time even, and is able to secure the kill. Valkyrie off the board, one less Nitro, but those cameras already placed down are still going to have great effects. Serenity, though, the rest of the team, while it was all happening, they were setting up for the pinch. It was dealt with, and now Serenity looking for the frag grenade onto Cool Vibes. Arcing throw, it's going to be deep, but unfortunately, it's not going to be quite deep enough.
Yeah, but is able to quite elegantly dodge that grenade, which will be probably forcing Serenity to think that probably pushed her out of that position, but she might be actually quite knowledgeable about some presence up and around the bar/poolside area. That is going to be Fallen trying to maybe play a very passive game on her end, but right now a push from Serenity could be huge. Can't line up the shot, and it's looking a bit shaky right now. Fallen already just decides to fall back from that spot. And Peepo, on the other hand, trying to have some sort of contention. Well, couldn't really do much against the T8, I believe, SMG.
T5. So
T5.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you got it wrong. And those extra 3 that you gave her is going to cost her a life. But it does find a kill back onto Chloe. So it's not a total swipe aside coming out of Skyfire. It's still a 3v2. Health bars looking a little bit tenuous on the side of Cats and Serenity. So definitely with those toxic canisters available, with the weaponry available as well for Fallen Angels, they could definitely shut this down. Ellie just charging on in, spotted, absolutely gunned down by Ticked Off, but Serenity, she's still able to find that kill on the backside, even though Ellie did go down. Serenity charges on into Kitchen, spots the ankles, Ticked Off in trouble. Just a little bit too tall. And unfortunately, despite their best efforts, Fallen Angels, old sweet FA, unfortunately can't pick up the round.
Yeah, look, a very solid effort. Unfortunately, just at the end, couldn't really position herself. I believe Ticked Off just, yeah, couldn't really manage to work it out. But regardless of that, still a very valiant effort. At this point, it's quite hard to dictate as if your, well, feet will really be poking around the barricade or not. But maybe this time a few slight changes to the positioning could be done. In general, Skyfire, though, it was still a relatively good beginning, good initiation to their game. Cats, funnily enough, to switch over from the buck to a sledge, so taking a little bit more of a up-close and personal kind of approach with the soft breaching could possibly be a good and a bad thing, given the fact that, well, the C-Force from below could now be an even bigger danger.
Bottom site switch, though. Obviously, they're not too happy with that. Fallen Angel's going to head up to Hookah and Billiards. Which, I mean, it makes the sledge just a little bit redundant on the whole. The buck probably would have played into the site, but a little bit better. But honestly, frag grenade's still going to work reasonably well. Still great guns in the back pocket of the man running the sledgehammer. Still definitely doable. But I mean, you saw that last round. The setup they had the Jackal with scans. They had Chloe. Those cameras. That camera on Cool Vibes almost guaranteed Butt's death. Luckily, she was able to dodge away from the frag grenade. But the amount of information they had on her positioning, it should have resulted in a kill. So I think, honestly, going ahead, Fallen Angels, they need to be a little bit, you know, more aware of what could be watching them at any one time.
Exactly, yeah. Look, definitely one of those moments that, well, Fallen Angels should now be a bit more careful about how things could be executed. But honestly, on the side of Katz's decision to switch over the operator, I actually rated a little bit more than the buck, just for the sheer fact that L85 is a phenomenal gun as it is, to just absolutely frag out, and it's probably a whole lot more stable than the buck C8 to control. And then if you end up somehow magically running out on pre-fire with the main assault rifle, you also have the SMG-11 to do your dark bidding. So there's still a few things that can be achieved here.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, definitely the SAS operators have always been, you know, aside from Thatcher, unfortunately, because he no longer has, you know, the SMG-11, but
true.
SAS operators have, for the most part, for the longest time, been absolute powerhouse operators who very much capable of operating in most situations under their own right. Frag grenade throwing Serenity. That is the wrong SAS operator, and unfortunately, cooking that frag grenade wrong means they're going to be in a struggle street, but it catches the right one second time around as gets the kill onto Chloe before Peepo guns her down. Ticked Off still on the ground, still looking to get that pickup, but Serenity, first frag grenade was a bit off, second one's going to be better. Peepo finds Fallen as well, charging on in. And look, we figured out what HSP stood for in the first week of play. It's Holy Smokes Peepo, and that hasn't changed.
Exactly. Look, right now up next is going to be Butt to try to do something really about this whole onslaught, because right now that is a phenomenal shot from Cats to shut down finally the smoke of FA, and it does leave in a 4v2 situation, which is very much painful, really. Crystal to go down, it's all down to Butt, and right now, Butt could actually make it much more workable for her. A few pre-fires, she lands a headshot. What? How is that even legal? She goes huge.
She is kind of cracked, not gonna lie. Diffuser control as well. One player remaining, it's Ellie. Pushing into Billiards. It's gonna have to be a hell of a gunfight. Still convinced that this roaming Jaeger is in Hookah. The swing to shoulder, but with the 1v4 clutch up, catches out the remainder and wins the round. Back in a 1v1, capitalizing off big misplays.
huge, absolutely huge, but is just doing some phenomenal work really for herself and for her team, as a matter of fact. Look, that was some phenomenal positioning for her. A huge misplay on the other side from Skyfire, really, for the sheer fact that they just tried to contest one-on-one. Obviously, for people, she just couldn't really expect to get pre-fired through the wall and just to have her dome piece hit, but even then, that was still quite an unfortunate turnout, but very good play by Butt to just essentially play it out the way she did.
Back in a 1v1 in terms of the score count anyway. 1v1 at the end, yes, but jeepers. Just taking the solo gunfights. Just giving Butt her every advantage she could possibly want in that situation. The diffuser was separated. What a way to clutch up, especially in a matchup as significant as this one. First, second, and third all playing here on the main stream tonight. At the moment, it's second versus third. Off the back of this, we could see potentially second place stolen away on the leaderboard, depending on how that round differential comes into effect, obviously. But tonight is definitely going to be an interesting one off the back. But round 3 underway, we're going to get to our third of the 4 bomb sites, or third of 3 bomb sites that is traditionally played on this map. We could still see the other one, but I mean, it's a less than favorable one.
Indeed. Few less setups by Az on the Valkyrie to make sure that she has all the eyes really at all the right positions. And apart from that, really just going to be waiting for the push to happen. Skyfire now looking a little bit spooked. We do see also people switch over to the IQ now, in hopes of maybe assisting with clearing out some of those cameras, as well as that maybe to get Chloe to help her. They do spot the Melusi of Fallen, who decides to continue switching the positions, which could be a good way, but last time in this very position she got pinched very hard without any kind of replayability or refragability. So maybe Butt's position here could actually make it work really well, albeit that she is now very much disconnected from her teammate.
Well, I mean, look, she clutched up big in a 1v4 last time. Who's to say she can't do it again here? But spray through the wall, through courtyard, in fact, out of Butt. That information being fed on through, but Cats still finds her mark, is traded out by Fallen in the end. So they lose the vertical threat of the sledge. They have limited verticality other than that. Hopefully, yeah, Peepo's still got those breaching rounds, breaching charges, sorry, but only the 2 of them are remaining. They're going to have to utilize those Argus cams, the scanners. They're going to have to play off that information if possible. But look at that, Fallen just tucked in the corner of VIP, knows that someone should be coming from Hall of Fame. Any minute, the spray through the wall could be absolutely huge here. But it's whether or not they have that information, whether or not she hears what she needs to find the frag. Chloe does find Butt, who was the star of the last round. So no 1v4 potential here. Fallen just holding that Hall of Fame angle. Swings out, spots the IQ, but just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, the gunfight does continue. Fallen tags up People quite to a hefty amount of HP, and right now People decides to relegate herself to the pistol. Does actually land a nice headshot, and Ellie, meanwhile, off screen does find yet another frag and finishes off the round in Team Skyfire's favor. Yeah, look. Oh god, oh Jesus. Now that was still a good one. That was still a stable shot.
I was knowing Fallen. She, like, the big brain play came out there, had both impacts in pocket, caught both of them on the inside of the VIP door, and one impact would have been enough to get the down onto Peepo. Just heartbreaking at the end of the day. But it is what it is. Skyfire take that round very confidently. They get themselves the round lead once again as we do head back down to kitchen, whereas everything was kicked off. Skyfire, again, took that round quite confidently. Hopefully the changes come through this time. Fallen Angels, and they can contest once again.
Indeed. Yeah, look. Kitchen was definitely last time one off a very kind of aggressive last moment push by Skyfire, and it was off the back of just Serenity spotting the toes of TikTok. So if that can be mitigated somehow this time,
it's
and
easy
maybe
fix. Just play Mozzie. They wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah, look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that one. But Yeah, look, no Mozzie is going to be present this time, it seems. TikTok just wants to stick to the whole smoke play, and for the right reasons. Look, I mean, she was the only one who was able to slow down the push last time. Even the Goo weren't really making as much of an impact, albeit, well, still some impact, but smoke grenades so far are the ones to be the more efficient ones. Funnily enough, we still yet to see any kind of chunker presence, even though his Shumika launcher borderline now has this similar impact, pardon me, as the smoke grenades, just without the actual vision propagation.
I mean, like, either way, you're going to be in a bad time, but Tick's taking some early damage in the round. Chloe still trying to play that drone hole into the kitchen, so that's rough. That's brutal impact. Losing so much health on one of the key operators in this defensive lineup for a kitchen service defense. And Skyfire, again, wasting no time, looking to get themselves in early, looking to take some big ground up to Aqua. Looking for anything they can, in fact, but with butt down below, this Jaeger sprays through the floor. It's going to give away the game, but nothing more than that as she does retreat out back towards the bomb site to join up with the team. All verticality, all upstairs presence, bar as playing in theater has been sacrificed now.
Very sick flick by Az onto that drone, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, very cracked on the aim. Now she just needs to do the same thing to the heads of her opponents for the time being. But that is not looking like that might be the case. The flicks, look, Kovacs might be all cracked, but in-game, it is all a shutdown. Serenity is the one to take her out, and, well, that's majority, well, pretty much, sorry, pardon me, the whole presence of above now fully eliminated.
Just to know, she knew exactly where Az is going to be tucking in. Ali pushing on and looking for more feet, falling down below, playing around the bomb chassis, looking for an angle. Anything, in fact, to try and capitalize on and deal with Latracel's gone. Ticked falls as well. Can they finish her off? Tucked in behind the shield quite cleanly, I must say. So definitely could have been picked up. But Serenity does find yet another frag for the Skyfire team. Crystal falls, no more good ones. Peepo still desperately hunting out this very, very dead now ticked off on the smoke. They've done a great job. Chloe chimes in for another one, but leaving it all in the hands of Fallen. Only so much you can do in the situation. No Nitro, just an MP5 tucked in. Just looking at the kitchen door. Verticality just threatened at every single opportunity. Swing in. Fallen going to be damaged up by Alan. Well, finished off for a flawless round for Skyfire. Again, another confident round for this team.
Yeah, I get a feeling that this might be, unfortunately for FA, the kind of pace that they are going to be met with throughout the rest of the matchup. 3-0 so far, and this by far has to be one of the more confident rounds that we've seen from SKF, managing to take it really, really well, and overall managing to keep their positions covered. They isolated each one of the gunfights, and for FA, it's a bit of an issue. The fact that they are leaving their roamers all alone without much of the help, much of the information as well, is causing them to pretty much fall apart bit by bit. So Safe Butt was close by to those white stairs and would have been able to at the very least get a refrag onto Serenity, who back then fragged out Az. That could have been a completely different round where they could have really changed the whole momentum very quickly. But regardless of that, that's not going to be the case, or rather, it hasn't yet become the case in this matchup. We do, although, see a change in the lineup. That is the introduction of Aruni to the roster of defense for Fallen Angels, which means, look, a little bit more of the utility to drain the grenades, drain any kind of projectiles before even the actual entry into the building. And that could possibly mean just less stuff to really deal with, less stuff, less grenades, less cameras possibly even, but all of it is just, at this point, just theory crafting. And at this point, really, for one of these entries, Serenity could just use her hologram and not really waste any kind of utility.
Yeah, I mean, we also see the change up for people, so no IQ, it's going to be back to the Hibana for her, so obviously, look, they understand the situation they're in, they're going to want to frag out a little bit more, depending on who you are, because which gun is better, but, I mean, Hibana provides that hard breach as well. Going forward, decent scoreline for Skyfire, they could look to expand it here, but Fallen Angels, struggling, with Butt gone early, Serenity watching below, they have just read into this defense like a book.
Perfectly well, really. It's actually worked out extremely well. Serenity going to try to nade out from below yet again, but, well, TikTok already learned her mistakes. She does not want to keep her position in that very same spot. second time in a row. But funnily enough, well, grenades, all of them are expended, so now it's just down to the actual gunfights. Funnily enough, no openings in the floor, not as many as probably one would have wanted. And on the other side of the hallway, we do see Fallen about to be drawn out. I don't think she was actually spotted, which could mean a whole lot of issues if Serenity won't be too careful.
Trigger discipline shining through there for Fallen. She's going to be droned out now. I think, yeah, we just saw her around the corner through the wall. She now spots it out and has to shoot it, so they know where she is. Serenity just trying to sneak past, but unfortunately misreading the situation, anticipating a fallback into kitchen itself, gets caught out from main lobby. And that will equalize the score count, and Serenity off the board means no frag grenades, no Gemini replicator either. That shield is going to be much harder now to deal with. Such a cheeky angle there. That's the power of the Hibana head, spotted from TikTok, but not quite enough to land. The reposition from Fallen could be absolutely huge here, playing around luggage. They've got the crossfires set up here, and as looking for yet another cheeky angle. There's a few of them here to be found. That drone, oh look, Chloe knows, contesting it, but she has the advantage. She was there waiting for you, Chloe. Unfortunately for you, that plus the elevation is going to cost them the life of their zero.
Yeah, that's probably one of the less impressive plays that could have been done there, but maybe it's out of just sheer amount of desperation here. TikTok's position may now be a little bit more compromised given the fact that, well, Cat still has 2 of the frag grenades, so say a double dump of the frag grenades could be there. That could be absolutely huge. Cat decides to peek out, but it's a jump out, or rather peek out from around the corner, and TikTok to take her life. Now all down to Ellie and Peepo, and well, both of them against a 4 stack of Fallen Angel in a matter of 20 seconds. Seems rather an unlikely outcome, and exactly that double kill for Fallen Angel. And yeah, look, right now, the last frag, that's a triple for Fallen, and there we go. That's the round 5 to conclude with yet another point in favor of FA.
They keep it back within 1 round as we go into the final half. 3-2, definitely doable here. Fallen Angels, a much better round. But that's the thing. You can't be contesting TikTok in those power positions. She is an absolute demon with the M590. Even scarier when it comes to the SMG11. That was a fight that she was more often than not always going to win, especially when Cats was in the middle of the doorway. So that's it. The rounds that they have found success, they have found ways to shut her off or shut off the rest of the teammates. I mean, last time we saw this bomb site, it was the frag grenade from below from Serenity, shut her down, meant she was unable to contest for the longest time. They then pushed on and won it. Well, actually, no, they didn't win it. It was because of butt, but they need to find ways to deal with these hard anchors.
Exactly.
Bomb located by attackers.
The other thing that kind of did cause a little bit of an issue for SKF is the fact that since Serenity couldn't really land second grenade and really get rid of, or rather dislodge TikTok's position, and nobody was there to really emphasize of that position, it meant pretty much that, well, there wasn't really much to be done about that unless they wanted to go and head on and try to take it. And Serenity trying to play from just the window of blue meant pretty much that, well, she either looked very scared about having a crossfire, or 2, nobody joined it out, so she tried to go for a much more lazier kind of approach from and tried to long arm it. But obviously that, now that we look at it, it didn't really work out too well. So Fallen Angels did score for themselves a nice second point. So nicely done overall. And now with the action phase starting off, we do see quite a spread of the defense. Fallen yet again playing that kind of the role of just being everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Well, it's the power of the roam, especially on a map like this. You can go for those plays, the weird and wonderful spots, because if you're not expected there, chances are you're going to get the jump on someone. Drone's going in, Skyfire again playing huge attention to off-site positioning, and Serenity going to cop some damage shot from top white stairs. But she's going to cop a bit more damage, but being able to get away, being able to play again those key positions, spray through the floor. But has just gone for it every opportunity. There's probably someone above me. We'll just go for it.
Yeah, just send it. Funnily enough, the Jackal of Ellie actually still hasn't decided to go in for the push, which could have been actually the one way to catch her off. But right now, ooh, Serenity, with a live drone ahead of her, could actually do quite some damage if played the right way, but does know and acknowledge the position that might be held from the top of the white stairs, and same goes for Serenity. Neither of them want to really go for that push. which might be an issue, or at the very least for the time being, just waiting for Ellie maybe to get the scan on the feetsies and go for that push.
That's exactly it. The sooner you can find that information, the sooner you can translate that into advantages, and they're looking to do exactly that. Cats getting above the bomb site, going to get that hatch open as well. Ellie's still trying to cover in through office as well, but just toying with her for the moment. Not willing to overpeak it, not willing to overswing, and yeah, Ellie back on the drone. They're just so hesitant now that it's come back to this scoreline. They haven't found the advantages they've needed to. And still, there's so much utility to clear up before they can even approach the site. Droning, though, is good. They're getting that information. Ellie translates that information into a kill on Crystal. That's exactly what they need to be doing. But as look at this, playing in terrorist hunt right now. Looking for that cheeky angle at the bottom of Cool Vibes. And there's just so much to do. Serenity finds that kill onto Butt, who rotated out just a little bit too eager to reposition and look for frags. Caught out, and off the back of it, loses out yet another player.
Exactly. Well, Skyfire finally starting to make the push now that they finally found themselves that two-player advantage, which will be meaning that FA needs to now default back to the side. That's not the note, though, for Fallen, so it is technically a 2v5 with the push, and Fallen about to make a play on the flank, which is not being watched. That's a huge misplay possibly here, which could be an issue later on as to pick up a frag. The shots are coming around. Ellie is also down now, and the time is starting to run low. 6 seconds remaining, as is the last, well, as does Fall. All down to Fallen and ticked off to make a play, and that is not happening. The time play is absolutely phenomenal here.
They do it, they just hold on, draw it out, and Skyfire working against themselves, just a little bit concerned, given that Fallen Angels are able to bring it back to that 3-2. Overread into the situation, took far too long to clear things out, and by the time they got to the site, it just wasn't an option. Fallen and ticked off both their utility still in hand as you saw that last toxic canister being thrown. So, look, that closes out the half at an even 3-3. Last time, like I said, these two teams played each other. It was 7-5 at the very end, so it did go reasonably deep. Could see that coming out once again, but Skyfire now on the defense. This is their room to shine. Ellie on her quintessential Valkyrie. This is what she loves when it comes to the defense. Cats playing the Melusi. Peepo hard anchoring on that Maestro. There is, again, some scary fraggers in the Skyfire roster. When playing on the defense, they have big advantages they can utilize.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attack.
Of course. Now, we did see how aggressive can some players be from Skyfire on the defense, so possibly this could be their time to really make the play, but same could be said for Fallen Angels. Funnily enough, almost similar lineup as we've seen at the beginning of the attack for Skyfire, but instead of the Jackal, we do see the introduction of Zephyr, so a little bit more of the soft breaching to be brought on board, and a little bit more fragging power, theoretically, albeit I still will probably rate the C7 assault rifle over the M762, but
10 seconds to insertion.
regardless of that, interesting setups so far. Once again, we do see Serenity this time jump on the roll of smoke. I'm curious if she's actually going to be sitting in a similar position here, or whether we shall be seeing her in a little bit more of the agile positions, let's just call it that.
Well, last minute setup, we are seeing pretty stock standard approach when it comes to defending Hookah Billiards, but the Serenity playing a little more aggressively on that smoke. She was just a little bit closer to that 90 door. Well, not 90 door, but close enough to that pink bar door. On the aggression, Fallen Angels looking to get themselves in early. They themselves approaching this as you would expect on a map like this. Looking to set up the flank watch, looking to set up that execute. But Serenity, that shield works two ways. And Ellie is going to be the first to find a kill. Ticked off Falls, no more Zero. No more Argus cameras. That is an unfortunate operator to lose kicking things off.
Indeed, and still would continue her plays around the VIP. She won't be really falling back, which does mean that she, well, gets to keep quite a fair bit of real estate, really, for SKF. Cats on the Cool Vibe stairs could really make an interesting play there for herself and the team, but still, it's a little bit of a slower one so far, much slower paced comparative to what we've seen from Skyfire. We do see some attempt at the info gathering game here from FA, but even then they are very much playing a withdrawn kind of play. And even now, look off. Finally, Bud does land her shots, and that is Ellie out of the equation. Another gunfight does erupt, and it's Chloe now out of the game, and just like that. But yeah, look, she's quite excited.
Look, even she's feeling it a little bit there. It does nail it, gets the X-Kairos onto the wall so it can open that long line of sight in
Attackers
towards
located a
Billiards.
bomb.
Shield's there, they've acknowledged that, but not going to give up the angle just yet, as finds Cats, Serenity, and Peepo left to hold it down. The two anchors for the team, frag grenade throw, and Crystal falls, but not killed just yet. The frag grenade not going to be able to connect. Vertical angle is being threatened by Fall, and Serenity does get the kill on the butt, bring it down to the 2 versus 2 with diffuser control. And 3 toxic canisters on top of that. Fallen fell off the roof. Okay, yeah, look, it happens. We won't give her that just yet. But now picked up 3 versus 2. I mean, toxic canisters plus the SMG11 plus the M590 plus the older 556. This is going to turn scary real quick with 30 seconds left. The clock. Peepo holding cool vibe stairs. EDS does eat the concussion and as steps around the corner, follows it up with a headshot. Moving it now to the 1v3. Gemini comes in, it's shot out, frag grenade tossed towards the shield, and as follows it up. Fallen Angels will take the round lead for the first time here on Coast.
Yeah, speaking of the leads, actually, we do have already a score update on one of the games that has wrapped up already. Viking Army just lost to Quacked 7-2. So with us being on round 8 and still unsure as to which team will be successful, we can already see Quacked, they doing a pretty quick job of their matchups.
Yeah, speedrunning, to say the very, very least. And, well, Chloe's like, did I get anything? Anything at all? No,
Anything, no.
I don't think so, unfortunately. But here we go. Hookah Billiards, the re-attempt coming here. Peepo with the 6th pick onto the Iranian in this one. Yeah, look, it makes a lot of sense. The impact and the concussions, just all the utility came into huge effect there for Fallen Angels on the attack. Shut that down, deny that possibility. Means the gunplay is just a little bit easier to take here at the moment. But Fallen Angels coming into the first round of the half swinging. Very strong.
Yeah, look, there was a bit of a hiccup when we did see the reinforcement of the position of Serenity and Peepo's, but well, really couldn't be done much, and from that it got pretty much torn apart. We do see also the switch off a Maestro, and once again, yeah, like you mentioned, a running could be a huge one here to change things around, seeing as Maestro's turrets didn't really provide as much of the information, or rather at least not that we've seen on our screen. So curious what this play will be bringing, and already one of the Valkyrie cameras falls to just one of the shotgun pellets kind of digging through it. So slightly less of the info gathering will be done, but a much more withdrawn play, it seems, from SKF, although I say that we might be seeing a slightly bigger expansion towards the VIP.
Yeah, it's a style that some teams do run. Usually you have 1, if not 2 people downstairs, and then the alternative is 1 to 2 people over towards theatre with that extension with the reinforcements and the ADS setup. But, well, they've gone for the first. 1 down, well, not quite the first, but 1 downstairs, 1 over towards VIP, and then a couple hanging around the site looking to anchor on down. Serenity pulls back, is spotted and shot from the roof. One of those angles that you do sometimes forget about. But look at this. Fallen Angels looking to open pink bar wall and contest whoever is going to be anchoring on the site at the moment. Peepo answers back with a kill on a Crystal, but is answered back immediately by TikTok, who takes her down. Down 2. Off the back of that Skyfire. They still have Chloe on the smoke. They still have Nitros to play around. But ticked off on the scanner. Fallen with the Gemini. They're going to be able to get free information.
Exactly, yeah. Look, and there's still plenty of drones really to be used around, and we are seeing FA use it to the full extent. 3 drones out there, but to maybe try to go in for a few swings. First smoke grenade comes around, won't be really doing much apart from just slowing down the push. There is a spot for the for the rotation position, and you can see by even the camera positioning as well, and by the reticle positioning, they are a little bit aware of the possibilities for a flank around. So TikTok is looking to maybe take the position to watch into the luggage, whereas the rest of the team will try to make a play from below. Fallen can't really nail much with the frag grenade, so we'll have to try to rendezvous with the rest of the team, but plenty of time drain has been so far achieved, I'll say that.
That is exactly it at the moment. Time drain could be the key factor here for the for the Skyfire girls. Down 1, only limited utility left. No toxic canisters though, which makes it that much harder. Chloe is just going to have to sit there and watch while that hookah wall gets opened up. Chloe wins with the shotgun, but just whiffing with it. Type 89 there.
How is the rest of Skyfire not pushing up?
Yeah, they're just wasting their time. They're clearing utilities. Still, they haven't covered their bases. If they'd swung together, it might have been a different story. But look at that. Ticked off, going for the plant. No toxic canisters to deny. So the swing has to come as luckily that time is on the cover. Down in 3v2, swinging into the breach. It's not going to be enough. It's just down to Cats in the 1v3 post-plant situation. Ticked off to fall. Just under half a bar of health remaining for Cats. One in VIP. And one watching the bomb as in the middle of the site at the moment. Gemini thrown, trying to bait out, but Fallen falls for her troubles. Ticked off could be picked up, but as outside on Aqua Belk at the moment. Cats could do this. Finishes off Ticked off, goes to set up for the plant, but the drone is there. We'll have to shoot it out. Baiting the defuse. Can she do it? 13 seconds left. It's getting close to the point where you got to stick it out. Nitro cell towards the door. Is it going to be enough? No. 7 seconds remaining as the defuse has to be stuck out. Cat, she might just be able to stick it out here. Spray's good though from as she steps around. Fallen Angels take yet another in the half.
I am extremely confused about this very round, Panda, because you looked at for at least half a minute. Chloe was the sole person on the side. Cats and Ellie offside, still trying to hold for some ungodly known reason the VIP and the hooker. When already by the sheer amount of force, the sheer amount of utility, and the swings, Fallen Angels confirmed that they are about to push pool room. Only Chloe was there. She was the one who was forced to swing, whereas you could have Cat swing from hooker, or Ellie come around and double swing with Chloe to, at the very least, be able to get a refrag. And they could have been able to make that round work for themselves and score themselves that 4th point. But instead, no, they've for some reason decided to peek one by one. They've left Chloe all alone on that side, and from there on, it just kind of all fell apart. And I say that in the most, like, neutral way, but that is definitely feels like a little bit of a slacking play to me.
Yeah, minor lapse, unfortunately, which is going to cost them and put them down. A 2-round disadvantage as we head into round 9. Although, saying this is the same number of rounds Fallen Angels got last time, so
True.
if somehow, miraculously, Skyfire string together the next 4, it would be a repeat of history, but the way things are going, the momentum Fallen Angels have right now, they are on point to absolutely storm past Skyfire and pick up the win here in the first round of the evening. And, well, they've quacked repeat history the way they did. 7-3 on Oregon against Skyfire. We could see Fallen Angels picking up 2nd place tonight.
Definitely, look, this is very much on... The possibility is there. It's on the table, and if Skyfire will proceed in a similar fashion, I wouldn't be surprised if Quacked will be the ones to just wrap them up pretty quickly here as well. So for now, for Fallen Angels, this is a perfect opportunity. Again, already some early swings coming around. Ticked off decides to actually fade away from that position, albeit decides to then repick at a little bit of a closer angle to say the very least. Well, reaction speed is not particularly there, so this does allow Cats to make a rotation back to VIP for a little bit more of a stable ground. Serenity trying to hold off the onslaught of her opponents, and right now she's about to get swarmed pretty quickly. A swing comes around.
Oh,
Crystal,
no.
how do you miss that?
Oh, no!
Crystal, how do you miss that? Serenity picks up a frag for herself, well, a double as a matter of fact, and Serenity to finally go down to the hands of Az, but already the damage has been dealt. Another swing about to come around, but should be aware of the presence, and clean doink straight to the forehead.
Went to reload, spotted the Jaeger, went to reload again, and just unfortunate. Like, the timing was not the greatest. Glitched leg up. Yeah.
Glitched leg down. Yeah, we heard all of those before.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault, it was the thing. Coming into this, though, dying moment. Well, not even a dying moment, only the second half of the round, 4 people are already dead. 3 versus 3 ticked off. Still could find some big information with that scanner. Could really be a threat, but at the moment, Fallen Angels has, there she is, 10 and 6 right now for her. Trying to figure out who gets the defuse. Okay, so Butt is the one who's going to be carrying that towards the site for the moment. Ticked off, still playing on the window outside of Penthouse. Shotgun through the floor. Is going to do some big damage onto Az. Chloe hunting for even more if she can find it. Looking to play all the better. This is not the play style you'd expect from a defending team. Usually it's the attackers who are running like this from above. But it's Chloe on the hunt from below. Takes out Az with the SMG 11.
Exactly, doing some absolutely great work right now. Now it's down to Ticktoff and Butt to try to make a rotation and the play here. Chloe knows exactly what she wants to do here with that swing and looking to possibly make it work. Another comes around and a double pump. 2 pumps, 2 frags, and a win in the round to boot.
On top of that SMG-11 frag through the floor, contesting the vertical angles. What a way for Skyfire to bring it back with the N1. But it's still only within one round either way. Could spell the difference between the map. Fallen Angels, if they pick up this one, obviously they get themselves a map point. I mean, it's that much closer to closing out the map. But Skyfire, they keep it relevant. One more round and they've tied the score, and they could repeat history by surpassing.
Could very much be the case, albeit still FA have that room for the failure, just for a little bit longer. Blue Bar and Sunrise, it was one of the sides that FA were able to win out quite well and quite decisively. So if we are going to be seeing something of a similar performance from back then, maybe Fallen Angels might just be able to punish Skyfire even further and at the very least ensure for themselves a nice overtime at the very least. So quite a fair bit is currently riding on this very round, this and the next one, as a matter of fact. Because, well, if they do lose out this very round and Skyfire do come out victorious, we shall be seeing pretty much a decider as to who will be going into the next round with an advantage.
10 seconds left.
But overall, yeah, look, after this kind of play, surely Skyfire's momentum and morale is back into play.
Exactly. I mean, just the way that Chloe dismantled Fallen Angels there at the very end. Definitely going to be riding higher for that momentum. Crystal, hopefully, she doesn't have another glitch or lag or anything in that situation. Either way.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It could have been a number of things, but at the moment they are getting themselves to gear up and look for this push onto the double bars. Bondfate as anticipating some action from Luggage, but no one is going to be there for the moment. Skyfire, again, playing some pretty stock standard angles. Chloe, oh no, she's on it again. She's looking for the vertical angle. Shotgun is out, looking for the hookah door of all things. She is
well, she might
bold,
just be able to catch
bold, audacious. Spots Crystal, takes her out, and she has no idea what has just hit her.
Crystal is probably fuming, but so is Kaz and Ticktoff Ellie with a double C4. What is going on? The whole roster of FA is starting to fall apart, but a trade after trade Serenity, this is the kind of gameplay that we should have seen in the first 3 rounds of their defense.
My lord, it's turned on a head. Down 2 rounds to being 1 round away from equalizing and up 2 players.
There we go.
Serenity just holds the angle. They know exactly where it was coming from. Had control of the diffuser on top of it. Yeah, just look at it. Look at it. Just come on. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Goodbye. Next round. And there we are. Tied up once again. Chloe. Just like... They're probably going to be here. Let's open the floor. And Crystal just walks on through. No idea what hit her. I think she's still confused.
Probably she is, really. She probably would have seen the hit marker from the side or like diagonally down to the bottom and still thinking, where in the flying heck am I getting shot from? But the information was pretty much as the tagline states was FA, well, couldn't really call it out anywhere.
Your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Well. You know, it's one of those rounds that you're better off just saying, look, okay, on to the next one, let's just forget about it.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what is happening here coming in. But we do see a bit of a change on the side of Skyfire. No more smoke. Instead, as they look to set themselves up to push onto map point here. I would imagine, probably, yeah, this is, I would imagine, the setup. Looking into billiards, although it is counterable if Fallen Angels do read into this. You have options with the mirror.
Of course.
But you gotta be careful, because as much as you do have options, you gotta worry about the vertical, you gotta worry about windows. There is a lot that could still go wrong.
Yeah. I am curious where the last mirror window will go down. Because that could actually change the way how Skyfire could be playing here. and see what could be brought on board. But instead, this is going to be, okay, the mirror window to overlook into the hook. So, good idea, albeit probably I was even banking on possibly having one mirror window on the bar wall, just given the fact of how much information it could be telling of where the push or the flank could be coming around, but that's not the case just yet. Very much paced down play now from FA. Crystal is very much just, she is looking mighty scared, albeit the information does come around on some of the positionings, and Ellie is already tagged up.
But look at this, the position that Ellie is holding right now. Watching pink wall, waiting for X-Kairos, waiting for anything to be set up on the wall so that she can shoot it out and deny the hard breach, guarantee the safety. Fallen on the drone, failed to spot Serenity's foot there. So an undroned Jaeger playing from T-Hunt. That is a dangerous spot, especially with the 416, and especially with Az in that position. Still can't see it, still has no idea. Is going to rotate over, looks open blue, but now Serenity can get up on the job. Chloe does find the opener, that's butt to fall. Wall gets open, and Serenity's going to be on the other side. Goodbye, Az. No chance, no clue. Absolutely removed. Peepo contesting over the bomb chassis over towards Fallen. Oh, sorry, not Fallen. Whoever is out in Aquabalk, I missed that for a second, but Serenity pulls back. That is, look at that. Diffuser control was found immediately by Chloe. Do they know it? I don't think they do. Player on the rappel. It's heard. Unfortunately, just moves at the last second. Crystal in a dangerous spot. If they lose the sledge, which they have, no one is in proximity to actually recover the diffuser.
Indeed. Both of the last remaining players are very much separated from each other off FA, and Fallen just struggling to land the shots onto Serenity, who just seems to be absolutely activated now that they've kind of gotten a little bit maybe angry at them and their own selves, and well, it's down to Fallen Angel, and well, not much can be done here. Serenity is the one to frag it out. Yeah, look, I mean, it's still a good gunfight. I mean, nothing to really be embarrassed about, but regardless of that, very quality performance.
Spooked, yeah.
I got spooked.
Right.
Spoopy times.
Look, Skyfly, they bring it back from being down 5-3 at the start of the half to being in the lead, having not dropped a single round since the opening two. Since round number 8, they have just been on absolute tear. One more round, they close it out with a victory. Yes, they did get taken quite far. And yes, it would be a repeat of last time these two teams faced up against each other, but it's still early days. We head down to kitchen service. Chloe not going to bring the mirror. It's going to be a mute this time instead, dealing with the drone game, which makes a lot of sense because those drones have been so attacked.
Yeah, plus she gets still to use the very same loadout that she did in the previous iteration of Kitchen's defense, which is the SAS M590 and the SMG-11, so she can very much so still perform all the anti-vertical duties here with probably even more utility, theoretically, because she does have the C4 in her pockets now as well.
Well, look, I mean, wait, Mira has a C4 as well.
True, Mira has a C4. Well, Ellie and Cats also have the C4s on them, so we could be seeing a full-on doubling down on that vertical gameplay as well.
Although we both know that Ellie is having a current sale on the Nitro Cells 2-for-1, which has been rather successful so far. Setup is there. They're looking to contest a lot of angles, footholds, rotates, cams in place. What could be the final round of coastline here for the Fallen Angels if they are unable to secure themselves over time. Kitchen service, it's one of those bomb sites that can go any number of ways. Cats is up in VIP, Peepo over towards Sunrise. The spread is going to be good. What information do they have to play off of here, though? Look at how spread Fallen Angels are. That's the biggest concern at the moment. The fact that they are so spread. No, Serenity tucked in. Spots the drone. Is she just going to swing on it? Yeah, she is. Unfortunately, there are too many people in her way. Does a decent chunk of damage.
To both of them, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get that kill in the end, though. Unfortunately, not able to have one of her own. Serenity will fall. 15 and 6 as his scoreline. Fallen takes even further damage. Cat's playing around VIP still. Rotates over towards Hall of Fame. They know, they have an inkling that she is there, but can they find the frag without losing a life is the question, because Cat's very potent fragger could well and truly upset this attempt.
Indeed. Waiting for that swing right now, about to get swung upon by Butt, and ooh, actually does land a very nice shot, so right now could actually have the momentum to just completely dislodge this whole play really here. Another swing to come around, and Cats, about to take that gunfight. No, only tags up Fallen, so we're back still to player disadvantage for SKF. This could be huge if it does end up being pushed into overtime. I reckon for Skyfire, this could be a massive issue. C4 won't be grazing anyone, but this does open up a nice sideline for the Sledge of Crystal to punish anyone who decides to peek that spot.
2 nitro cells down, one used, one unfortunately left in pocket for Cats. Chloe at the moment still playing bathroom, which is where she got that massive triple to close things out not only a few rounds ago. Ticked off, drone in, is going to be found as well. Oh, that's a close angle, as this is not really something you want to contest without some sort of advantage, especially with Chloe on that M590. Jumps back through, somehow escapes significant damage. Is playing for the vert once again, pulls all the way back into storage as well. Still alive for now. Time wasting away. Fallen Angels might have to play this one against the clock.
Exactly. I'm surprised how Chloe still hasn't took any kind of damage. The sheer amount of times that she was droned out, she is like a slippery snake really here. Just being able to duck and weave around all the corners. The positions are all being shot and just completely dispatched. Phenomenal play by the IQ though, and Fallen is there to cover some of the rotations. Ellie try to make a rotation, make a play. People is there to make a play of her own. The immense amount of damage being dealt right now. Deagle is out. No way of fighting the shots. Oh, lordy. Ticked off. Does manage to find a shot of herself. Oh, people. What the?
Holy smokes, Peepo time. It's time to activate. She's got 26 seconds as not going to swing in just yet. Cover is there from Crystal from main lobby, but a whip on the spray. Peepo finds the triple, and with 19 seconds left, it's entirely doable. She's got to find the right angle, find the right swing, but the Claymore is there posthumously. Ticked off will find the frag and take us to overtime. No repeat of history. We could almost have the upset come through.
It would very much be now on the books, given the fact that, well, it's probably one of those moments when you try your best, but you don't succeed, and yeah, really, Fallen Angels managed to make it work, albeit, look, if not for that Claymore, that could have been a very messy result of the round. 6-6, regardless of the outcome, is in play for us. Fallen Angels now going to be going on the defense, and, well, last time they were able to only manage to get themselves a win in round number 2, that was on Hookah, and then to close out the half, Hookah and Blue, Bar and Sunrise were the 2 defensive points that were pretty much the only ones that kind of worked out for them. So the more logical decision is for them to go into Hookah, try to make a play here. Once again, we do see pretty much the same lineup as we've seen during the regular rounds.
Well, this is going to be the one to do it. Fallen Angels, if they pick this one up, good chance they can lose things out in the next as their attack has been very solid, to say at the very, very least. Both halves, I say that, it's been 2-3-3 halves, so realistically both sides have worked out rather well for both teams. But the big question mark here is just how much can Serenity achieve in overtime. She's 15-6 right now.
Oh yes.
She is on par to hit her 20 bomb by the end of this map. 3 rounds maximum to be played. That's what it's 1 round, 1 kill, 2 kills, and then another 2 kills, or just a full 5, depending on how she looks to play it. As we head into the first round of OT, Skyfire on the attack to start. We'll have 2 attacking rounds, which, I mean, could work against them. Okay, never mind, Serenity.
You were saying?
I am the curse.
Yeah, even as is just, yeah, trying to play into that whole mental game, and but is just, she is thirsty for some more frags. Ellie already even herself said that she is a mess right now. Mental is choked, even though she is the second more performing player right now on the squad with 11 frags. Even then, it looks like it's a little bit rough, to say the very least, in the Skyfire camp, as that early frag by Butt definitely thwarted any kind of hope for an aggressive play, albeit Cats may try to possibly force it.
Butt is just not slowing down for a second. Honestly, 1 spawn peek, 2 attempts, 3 even now as she goes back to the angle. waiting for someone. The pings are there, the info is there, drones coming through. Cheeky wall bang could spell doom for anyone caught in the wrong position. Cat's going to be the one to swing it, pulls back, goes back to the vertical contest. Ellie trying to cover with the Inox activated, could be dangerous, and but walks on in, takes out Cats, and all that can be done is for Elle to sit and wonder at what happened to her teammate just then.
Exactly. Not too sure what exactly did happen, because right now Elle is just in complete shambles. Yes, she does get the information, but she's not playing off that information, and right now she needs to get that swing. She needs to get aggressive, because otherwise, if you're not feeling too confident about that swing, that's where you end up losing out the gunfight. Another ping should be coming around surely at this point. Oh no, Ellie does end up landing at the end with the spray down through the wall, but regardless of that, the damage has been dealt. And her Valkyrie cameras, Butt's Valkyrie cameras still end up delivering a huge amount of information.
Power of the Valkyrie, much like the power of the Jaeger, definitely capable of interacting. Be a vastly different game if, you know, the talk about bringing in, you know, droning after death. But imagine a world in Siege where gadgetry disabled itself after you died. That would just be a different game entirely.
Exactly.
Coming into, though, the final 25 seconds of the round. We're here now. We can wonder and ponder about different worlds as much as we want to. But at the moment, we still have 20 seconds left in the round. And a 4v3 for Fallen Angels at the moment. Ellie watching, trying to cover. There's someone behind the bar and Aqua. It's Crystal, and she is going to handily take down Ellie, who had no idea where to look thanks to that toxic canister. Ticked off doing big work. One kill back. Crystal finally dealt with their player on the rappel. Chloe looks to the swing, and Peepo going to be tagged up further as well. The vertical holes, the goo mine ticked off, steps up. No chance. Fallen Angels, no plant could be attempted with the goo mine in the leg, and it was just all chaos to close it out.
Exactly. Second round in a row for Fallen Angels, looking to grant Skyfire the L. The second L in their standings, and if that is going to be the case, an even closer contention is going to be there in place. Look, yeah, I've been saying that Fallen Angels might be going into this matchup as the underdogs, but right now they are looking just about as strong as it can be, really. They are doing some absolutely stunning games, stunning performance. Whereas on the side of Skyfire, very much of a sloppy play. Interestingly enough, Az actually switches over to the Twitch, the operator that she previously used to play quite a fair few times on some of the other maps, but this time we are seeing her pick that operator very first time on this map. So we shall see if that is going to be the big solution here, because there is going to be quite a fair bit of electronic utility to deal with for as well as TikTok. And no zero, funnily enough, we're not going to be seeing any of that, at least for this very round, and only 1 point remains for Fallen Angels. Last time they were in a point advantage, they completely lost it all until it came down to the overtime. But maybe this time they'll be able to close it out.
Well, they've still got a round, if not two, to go, depending on how Skyfire are able to pull it out of the bag. Serenity, look, if she can stay alive just a little bit longer, that might help the cause at the moment. But last minute prep, last minute setup coming through, as they are looking for that double bars hold. Less than conventional when it comes to overtime. Very few teams will opt into running this. I mean, they've got the one round, why not make it work? Go for the unconventional. I mean, it's a gambit. We'll see if it pays off.
Exactly. Already some early information is being gathered around about general whereabouts of some of the players. Peepo playing around the security hallway, or rather, now the main lobby, will be trying to make some work here. Az loses her first Twitch drone, and this could be an issue later on in the game, albeit right now Fallen might try to assist her in that play. Moment being very cautious about where she points that Twitch drone, because right now this is the last kind of hope to try to deny some of the utility, but for now decides to play a very withdrawn game. Fallen is the one to continue the push. TikTok is still outside, very wary about some of the spawn peaks, but Skyfire doesn't have butt on the roster. They are not happy to go onto the spawn peaks, and at this point really it's a very quiet round.
Yeah, huge amount of respect. Serenity going to be the first one to cop some damage. Not enough to take her out, but enough to dissuade her from anything overtly aggressive. Peepo swinging around was close proximity to Crystal there, but decides better of contesting that angle. Still main line herself in huge amount of trouble, but look at this. They're now pinch sandwich. Cats finds the kill on a Crystal, but Peepo falls to button. Well, she's left to ask the question, why? How did this happen? How did we find ourselves here? As takes down the smoke. Chloe gone. Picked off, marching on. It spots the head of Al. And it's down to the 2v4, Serenity and Cats, to hold on, to keep firm. Oh no, worst possible timing as there for the double as Serenity pulls off the angle, looks the wrong way. Cats has to try and do something. Spots the head, takes down as. It's a good way to start things off. But with the plant rapidly being put on the ground, but does secure it, ticked off and fallen, pull off to those post-plant positions. Watching from main lobby, there's so much to cross. The drop down in the courtyard, it's spotted and fallen. Of Fallen Angels gets the victory in the closing round of OT. Fallen Angels deny the repeat. Skyfire unfortunately unable to pull out the win again. Fallen Angels looking to snag themselves second place tonight.
Well. At the beginning of the matchup, when we were discussing about some of the possible predictions, I personally did mention that, well, if it is going to be a dub, it is going to be in overtime, and it looks like that just managed to happen. Fallen Angels, yeah, now on the verge of possibly yoinking themselves a sweet second spot. And for Skyfire, look, they were mentioning previously in some of the off games and off stream chats that they are looking to take up that first place, but right now in this very week it is looking highly unlikely. With so many hiccups, it is quite a sad story for them, but a very happy story though for Fallen Angels, because, well, finally the history won't be repeating itself for them. They are now just a little bit closer to their dream.
Fallen Angels and Redemption there, well, the arc kind of tracks very well for them. It's sort of in the theme, but yeah, a big win for Fallen Angels. They keep themselves in contention for that top 2 spot. After that, though, we've got another match coming. Skyfire once again taking the field, this time against Quacked, who did beat them 7-3 last time. And what up until tonight was their only loss of the season. Quacked, they beat their opponents tonight, Viking Army, 7-2. Closing it out in 9 rounds. We went the full distance, the 14, almost the full distance. We went 14. So, up after the break, we will get to dive into Skyfire versus Quack to see if Skyfire can upset and get themselves a bit of redemption here. But tonight, right now, we're going to take a break. We'll see you guys very, very soon.
I've never felt more divided than now. Every word that leaves your lips never means how it sounds. You've conquered the best of me, could have just set me free. The games that you play are just second hand. And now I'm beside myself, don't want your fucking help. Let me just go, let me just go. And don't you lie to me. Say it's okay.
strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction. Broke my own heart this time for believing that a ghost could find a body alive that hasn't seen the other side. So don't call me, I'll find something to escape my mind. What's the cause when there's no love lost between us? So burn the letters, there's a tragedy in every ember. In every ember. In every ember. In every ember. There's a tragedy in every You are my strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction. Broke my own heart this time for believing that a ghost could find a body alive that hasn't seen the other side. So don't call me, I'll find something to escape my mind. There's a tragedy in every ember. The cause when there's no love lost between us. So burn the letters. There's a tragedy in every ember. In every ember. In every ember. In every ember. There's a tragedy in every
I can picture what you're thinking of. My imagination's not enough. Oh, no, it's not safe to say what you're always looking for. Hey, someone to make you feel like. Don't wanna think of all the who's that you can pick and choose for. I wanna make you feel like. Talk about us.
Drone is ready. Jammer activate. Reloading!
Bomb located by attackers.
Time to ring some ears. Loading mag!
A bomb has been located.
Loading new magazine! Leveling! All ready! Reloading!
You're blowing up! See you on the other side.
Ready to push them out.
Up. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds remaining. Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. 5 seconds to go. Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All set. Vent deployed. Courier in place. Laser gas input. Pistol wide. AT is active in this sector. Jammer initiated. Jammer initiated. Laser gas powered up.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
We are all set. Deployed. Drone ready. Activating jammer. Reload.
A bomb has been located.
Welcome back from the break. We've already had one upset, one denial of history being repeated here. Fallen Angels did pick up that win over Skyfire 8-6 in the second round of overtime. Coming into the second match of the night, though, last time we were here, it was Quack that beat out Skyfire 7-3. If they were to repeat history, could definitely change the standings just a little bit. So definitely a must-win match for them, especially given Quack won their first match of the night, 7-3 Cthulhu. Coming into the second match of the night, the stakes are high. But look, we saw just how well Fallen Angels played last match. Skyfire coming into this after a bit of a rough match.
Yeah, I definitely think that this might be a bit of a rough start for Skyfire, given the fact of how many mistakes we've seen on a fair few of the rounds whilst they played against Fallen Angels. Going into against Quacked, look, at least from the in-lobby chat, it looks like they're still on the good terms. They're still able to reset themselves, get themselves running. Obviously, a few heated moments here and there could happen, but yeah, look, the roster of Skyfire needs to make sure that they get their redemption right now against Quack, because otherwise they're risking to essentially fall down into the third place on a leaderboard, which is probably the last thing that they would have wanted to happen coming out of tonight's matches. And just like you see everyone on the screen, 6-8 was the scoreline of the previous matchups. Fallen Angels coming out absolutely stunning with their performance. Now for Skyfire, an even bigger challenge, it seems, right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2-3-3 halves, and then obviously Fallen Angels, that's how OT works. They just won the first defense and then their attack round, closed it out. Coming into this, though, look, we've already had a look at Skyfire. You know the names, you know the team. We'll bypass them for now. We'll just keep things moving on forward. We'll have a look at the Quacked roster, though. They're coming in fresh, undefeated here in Stage 5. Season 5. They're looking very, very solid, looking all but untouchable at the moment. They've had some very, very big wins throughout the entirety of the season. In fact, having a look at things, Fallen Angels so far has really been the only team that has tested them. That was still a 7-5 victory going the way of Cracked. All the other matches, their opponents have not got more than 4 rounds. It's been a real sweep aside, to say the very, very least. In fact, a number of those victories they have picked up have been 7-0s.
Yeah, look, Quack so far has by far had the best
also
running.
Worth mentioning,
yeah.
Coming into tonight, their round differential was 53.
Ooh, that's definitely going to sting, even just in a tiebreaker, to rub it into any other team. It's like, yeah, look, at this point, the only way for you to actually surpass this is just by the sheer amount of points, and even then, it's going to be a problem, really. Well, sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what is happening in the lobby as well, because it's a bit chaotic. But overall, look, why don't we actually still just have a peep at where we also going to be playing, because that one is going to be looking a little bit more standardized comparative to what we've seen in matchup number 1. That is, if the graphics will be updated for us here. I believe
it might have tech issues on the backside of things. It's a hard road here in the Women's League. There's a lot for everyone to manage. But look, before we just dive onto where we're heading, actually, no, we're already there. It's Clubhouse. That's where we're going. But we unfortunately didn't get a chance to look at it. But we'll have a look at the Quacked roster before we get to Clubhouse as well. But seeing as we've already seen Skyfire, it's Quacked's turn to get some light on the in the sun. And here we go. You've got Crips T, Time for Pie, AJ, Diana, and some random there in the middle. But this Quack roster, like I said, undefeated so far this stage, have looked very, very solid. Massive round differential, 70 wins, 17 round losses throughout Stage 1 going into tonight. But going into Clubhouse Cthulhu, it's Skyfire. This is a match, like we've talked about it time and time again, back to basics. This is the go-to in the comp pool.
Indeed. Well, we are going to be dipping straight into the map. Really, Clubhouse is going to be upon us. The map that, well, comparative to Coastline, has been definitely feeling a whole lot more overstrated beyond every kind of point of comprehension. Whereas with Coastline, we've seen a few still relatively interesting picks and bans even, and look, going into this matchup, I would imagine we could be seeing a little bit more standardized bans, something across the lines of Thatcher Maverick, maybe Maverick and Hibana, to be banned out on the attack. Straight away, there we go, Skyfire to ban out Thatcher.
Yeah, look, no chance that he was going to be let through here on a map like Clubhouse. It's the standard when it comes to bans here. Now the follow up is the where things start to get a little interesting. Nomad, Maverick, Flores, even there we go. The Nomads enabling that much more roam on the defense. Quack obviously have a plan when they come into this. On the defensive bans though, this is where things start to get spicy. Yeah, Chloe, no, please, not Nomad. Why? Why do you do this to me? All right, banter starting up. This is one of the highlights, the spice, the seasoning on top of the women's league is the banter and a Jaeger ban to boot. Quack are playing a different game right now.
Yeah, look, this is definitely one of the more spicier ones because that definitely feels like a bit of a counter ban against Serenity, who was absolutely going ballistic last time on a Jaeger, especially on Coastline. So with her out of the equation, and with Jaeger out of the equation, this is going to be a much closer contested matchup, I get a feeling, and Valkyrie out of the equation, oof.
If L's mentor was chalked at the end of last match, it's going to be twice as chalked now. That's her go-to. That's her heartthrob when she likes to play on the defense. It's that. It's Valkyrie or nothing.
Yeah, look, definitely curious.
Look, she's even playing an operator that looks like he's sulking.
Yeah, look, I'd still say as a person who occasionally mains Capcan, and when I say occasionally, it's always maining Capcan, that operator could still cause quite a fair bit of damage. The more crazier the positionings of the EDDs are, the better they are, essentially. Albeit, if L wants to keep on consistently bringing over the Capcan, his effectiveness will pretty much just go down and plummet beyond any kind of point of comprehension. So, that said, Skyfire to set things up in the church. That's a site that is pretty well done overall. Does offer quite a fair bit of turtle up setups, and already straight off the bat, an interesting expansion by Chloe is being done. I believe we've seen somewhat similar setup, pretty sure, and even in OCL, where players, instead of holding essentially around the pump, be pretty much playing by the pipes and having a very nice contention angle into the oil pit, as well as that a very close around the corner contention onto the secret stairs.
It's very much playing on the front foot. You want to be the one to decide the momentum of that gunfight if and when it does happen. Plus, it gives you some added security to whoever's pushing down secret stairs because of that, the placement of the machinery behind you. You have that shield. It just means you're able to contest that much more. But the drone is going to be going in, Claymore down from Time for Pi, looking to cover anyone rotating up, which is not going to happen given the fact that Chloe is aggressively contesting it right now. But it's a bold strategy, and unfortunately one that doesn't look like it's going to pay off too well.
Interestingly enough, there is a frost mat right below the kitchen hatch, pretty much awaiting for the unsuspecting victim to jump into it. That is, if it won't get scouted out. Usually those positions get scouted pretty quickly and pretty easily, especially under this kind of lighting, but we'll have to see if it's actually going to come out successful here. Funnily enough, no roam, so Skyfire playing a very withdrawn game. They want to nail down their own performances and looking to maybe play off the aggression of their own opponents, and full well knowing that Quacked can be quite well cracked.
Well, at the moment, L is primed and ready to be the next big Pokemon Master.
Or Soy.
Or Spot Stash in. No shots land as that metal beam is just too strong. And Chloe finds the first. In fact, trades with Time for Pi, losing out on the Zofia, but also the smoke at the same time. Unfortunately, for whoever, Soy, whoever her name is, unfortunately she can't find that kill on L. She does second time around, but look, it is a frag, and no more impact tricks means that they can start to contest this hatch as well. This could get real brutal real quick, but the utility that is still there on the defense. I mean, you've still got frost mats that could cause upsets. You've still got that nitro cell in the hand of Cats. Still possibilities.
Yeah, plenty of possibilities, really. AJ already finding that very nice frag, eliminating any kind of presence in the blue. People are about to be dead from the sheer amount of swings that came around, and it's all down to Cats to try to do any kind of real play here because, well, AJ is hot on her trail. Swing could be coming around. Well, Peepo needs to assist Cats right now because Cats is in a bit of a, well, picky situation. 1 HP in a Dream, well, Dream will only stay like that because AJ is just absolutely activated.
Yeah, everyone knows who AJ is. Definitely a top fragger in the competition at the moment.
That was a sick transition.
Yeah, look, she, it was pretty on point. Very, very solid stuff. Don't know who the sledge was, but yeah, AF player, absolutely stunning stuff. Coming in around 2, we head up to CCTV Skyfire, not wanting to go back down to the basement. But look at that. Cthulhu talked about
there we
it
go.
on Clothesline. Chloe looking to stick it out now, although there is potential for a 6-pick, which might ruin your day.
No. That's already locked in. You can see the tick. I am full supporting that. I am a firm believer that Chanka, especially after the buff that is coming up in the mid-season, will be a much more flexible choice than the smoke. Just given the fact that you can, from even more safety, bounce those grenades off the wall and still land, say, around the CCTV area and cover it for a much longer period of time. Plus you have the DP27. The big plate gun.
If you've seen the holes it can put in the wall, imagine what it can do on a spawn peak.
Oh,
Coming
yes.
in around 2, though, we do see, look, slightly less conventional. We see the Ella with the FO12 as well as the Tachanga, like we were just saying. Plus, Ellie not running the shotgun, so Serenity is on rotate duty. Which, look, it works, but it's not something you see every day. Not quite as clean as the M590.
Look, just bring in again the DP27. It's just it's you know, it's like one of those memes with the kitchen gun. It's just you have issues in the kitchen, just use the DP27. It has literally, its magazine is like a plate. You have issues with making rotation, use the DP27. Issues with spawn peeking, again. All
well,
that,
I mean, look,
it's
what Maverick is to hard walls, to Chunker is to soft walls, and then
exactly,
some.
And then some, exactly. And already Chloe is looking to contest some vertical angles with that absolute unit of a machine gun. So we'll have to see how things will really go. For now, actually, Crips T doing some phenomenal work to open up quite a fair few positions. And AJ, if the pre-fire would have landed, that could have actually been huge. But right now, Cats forced out of her position into Harry Potter, and Peepo is the only one who can cover her.
Well, that's Harry Potter is a dangerous spot at the best times to drone in. Oh boy, Cat is about to have a bad time. Peepo watching the door. Cat falls to time for Pi, who catches some shots in the shin. But the sledge finds Ellie as well. Zoe gets herself a second. Good thing she's a registered nurse. She knows how to deal with all this trauma.
Exactly, yeah, look. Gotta have plentiful amount of copium as well in there to breathe in, just to kind of keep on running, and well, maybe plentiful will be administered there. Already so many angles to contest, and just not much of a response from Team Skyfire, really. An unfortunate L here about to receive, and the frag grenade is, well, look, a little bit of a misplay here. Maybe Soy needs to, you know, get some workout on the arm. Maybe get a few lessons from Skyfire's coastline plays.
Well, unfortunately, she's a registered nurse. She's there to heal, not to harm. So maybe just take it a little too hard here.
She can just remove the P from the pharmacist and call herself a pharmacist at this point.
Look, not wrong, and well, it's great to land the frag grenade, giving Soy a bit of a lesson on how to get, you know, angle and arc and all the rest of it together. Dinah follows her up the stairs. Those Grismolites are going to really present a problem, but seeing as they've already been utilized, Serenity might find it. Serenity, the two less conventional picks, the Ella FO12 and the DP27 Tachanka, are left here to try and clutch out the round in a 2v5. Shamika Launcher coming into play. AJ Tiger watching red stairs, but look, the angle's been put on. Serenity might even go for the jump out here onto Suicide Balcony. AJ gonna get that Banshee opened up, and unfortunately mistimes the shots. 20 seconds left. This could come apart at the seams. Chloe on the table gets spotted by Dana, just a little bit too tall for her own good. And look at that, Serenity from below. Alone, 1v5 clutch situation with the FO12 trying to deter Diana from going for the plant. But, oh! it's going to be Time for Pie, who walks out and gets the headshot, just jumps on down, knows exactly where the Ella sister is, and flawless round there for Quack.
There we go. That's exactly what we were talking about. Quack are just on a whole new level, really, here playing, even whilst being on attack. Usually we speak of Clubhouse, and it's like, well, it's usually considered one of those maps where you would prefer to see, well, not you would prefer, you would expect to see defenders to come out successful all the time, but not in this case, really. It's through and through Quack's game. Poor Ellie is just not having a fun time with the ping.
Look, they did learn,
yeah.
I think it was week 2, that if they ask nicely, if Elle asks her ping nicely, it will go down. It doesn't, firm hand is not the play, you gotta be nice. Okay, Ellie. Okay, no, that could be interpreted one of 2 ways. Well, it was nice, she was being nice. It was a friendly.
It was, look, maybe it was friendly, or maybe it was friendly fire. Gotta distinct those two.
We've seen both of those here in the women's league, and the banter aside from the play itself is one of the highlights of the competition. These girls they have good chat, and it always makes for an entertaining watch.
Yeah, I think by far women's league so far has been the most wholesome competition out of all the ones that we've seen. Maybe some campus clutch, good banter, but ooh, look, yeah. OCL sometimes gets a little bit heated, I would have to say.
The only team I have to say who does it better is Wrens, because they've got the dad joke material. As much as it does make me groan, it's still good material.
Yeah, look. Oh, lordy. Hold on. Yeah, hold up on those ones, because Ellie was just about to do something actually toxic, but managed to run away just in time. And Time for Pie, if she would have just went for a pre-fire, I think that could have been actually the play here. Or rather, pardon me, Soy, but neither of them will claim there. But yeah, look, dad jokes probably the ones to, like, this just, yeah, method of coping with sometimes the occasional pain.
Well, pain is the name of the game for Skyfire at the moment. Down 2-0. Unfortunately, yeah, excuse me.
Well,
last round was a flawless. Yeah, it is what it is. You carry on, you move on forward. The Aruni gate being paired with that panel on the CCTV wall does mean that
is a
little
disgusting
bit harder to get. Oh, Peepo, looking to contest the opening of the garage door as well. The Aruni change good, but not good enough. Unfortunately, as AJ Tiger will just storm on in, get the frag onto Cats. No nitro cell out of her. No MP7. Oh, MP5, sorry, not MP7. MP7 is the hand of Ellie right now. But look at that. Oh, perfect cutout for Crips to get into the building. Skyfire, despite their best efforts, it seems Quack may have their number.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we still yet to see any of the rounds to be in favor of the defense, and it's not particularly looking pretty right now. Time for Pie looking to get the swings, looking to drain some utility. Crips is waiting for the ADS, or rather for the Y magnets to be drained out. Serenity, meanwhile, does manage to land a nice shot. So that's another one to really call in, and right now, Time for Pie. Oh, looking for the engagement. Actually, people down. Another one swing come around, and perfect take of the garage, honestly.
Well, look, this is just how it goes in Time for Pie. Gonna top it all off with a nice little knife on Gapito, and unfortunately the HSP has not been ordered here by Skyfire. Ellie watching the cross, just ducked under. Quack very much reading this so well. Chloe in a bit of trouble, gonna take some damage in the 2v4. No smoke, unfortunately. It's the Mute instead wanting to deal with that breach, but Maverick let through means that they have an answer to it anyway. Up on the table, Ellie looking for anything that she can find. Chloe now down below. I think it was a drone that was spotting Chloe there as well. I don't know if she noticed it, but it looked like I did. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm wrong. Ellie just gets swung on. Crips finds that kill. Time for Fire finds the final one. 2 rounds in a row. Three quick rounds in succession here on Clubhouse.
Exactly. Look, they showed us how well-paced they were in their previous game against the Viking Army, which finished whilst we were on the 8th round, and they managed to finish it in 7-2. Here, I think they might be actually going for a nice quick speed run.
I mean, look, they're not wasting any time. That much is for sure. They are looking to get it done and finished as early as possible. Basement on the line for Skyfire. It's been a very brutal hold so far for them is, I mean, Quack just, it's never a case of stalling out or backing down. They just keep marching on forward at every single step. Even when they're not taking ground, they're covering it so they can get that gunfight that they need to take the ground. So they are very much in control of the momentum.
Oh yeah. Look, definitely out of all these 3 rounds, I don't think there was a single point where Skyfire could actually say for themselves that they are in control of the pace. They're the ones to dictate where the push is coming from. Yeah, some reinforcements are there, but Wack so far done an absolutely phenomenal job at just ignoring all of those and not really caring too much about the utility setup, about the utility disposal. And curious now, how will this setup really work out, because a mirror window is definitely a little bit more difficult to deal with, and obviously you'll need something like maybe like a Twitch or just flat out overpower that position. But last time we actually did see Quacked push, it wasn't as much on the main stairs, so maybe that setup by Ellie would be all in vain.
Well, we will have to see just how well it all pans out here. So far, it's not been a close thing. That's the only way to describe it. Quack have very much been in control. Even in the numbers department, you look at it, there's only 2 frags in 3 rounds coming out of Skyfire, and that's at the hands of Serenity and Chloe. So even when they find themselves in a position to contest, I mean, look at Time for Pi and AJ. In 3 rounds, they've amassed 9 kills. So between the 2 of them, that's 3 frags around. Quick maths on stream, getting it right this time.
Very nice.
We take those.
Something that DevMart is still yet struggling. Professional caster.
I think the vast majority of casters struggle to do maths on stream. I think the only reason I was able to was it was less than 10.
Ah, yeah. Well, yeah, gotta make sure you nail at least the
digits. That's the one.
Yeah, nail your single digits. Double digits can wait.
Yeah,
we'll establish that as their rule.
That's StarCraft caster material.
Yeah, look, maybe in the future the Blue Thule combo will be swinging over to some StarCraft action as well.
I mean, look, hey, between us, we've got 20 fingers. We can count to that much, maybe.
That's good, yeah. Look, I would hope that we would be able to count till 20 at the very least, but for now, what Soy may not be counting is her life.
Yeah, Chloe, again, below with the shotgun. Unfortunately, though, it's ready to fall. What are the 2 frag holders here for Team Skyfire? And the Aruni as well. No more Super Punch coming through. No more P10 Roni either. Skyfire opening these angles to contest. It's a bold strategy given just, I mean, this is what you do as, oh no, this is what you do as an attacker on the site. You open up the vertical angles. Diana takes some toxic canister damage. Does just manage to sneak out with her life as she was going for the X-Cairo setup. Soy untouched, strangely enough, but no chance at opening things up. No chance at, what is that? I understand the principle of setting up those peak holes to contest from the end of dirt, but it doesn't look pretty. It's not symmetrical.
Well, funnily enough, that's all of the gas grenades now, all expended out of all of this. And Time for Pi, meanwhile, is already going full swing, pre-firing through the window, pre-firing through the opening. Finally, does get taken down. And Ellie is now going to be getting on board. This is by far has to be one of the more closely contested rounds, because now only 26 seconds remaining. AJ is about to go for a swing. Oh, mommy. Chloe doing some work. Ellie following up.
So is Ellie, yeah. Okay, then Crips T steps out and says goodbye. Takes the head off cleanly with that M4. Chloe for another one returns the favor. All 3 players remaining less than half health right now. In fact, Cats, of all people, is the healthiest. And that's with, what, 45 if you're lucky. Chloe playing in the hallway, just wall banged out of existence, but no time. And the clock will give Skyfire their first round here on Clubhouse.
You can see how scared they still are playing. Those 3 rounds gave them a hefty post-traumatic stress disorder there. Just the sheer amount of just aggression that came unanswered from the previous rounds is still possibly could be haunting them. But Skyfire, yeah, making that first point for themselves is already good. Now they just, well, need to pull a comeback here if they want to do that. They managed to nearly do that on the previous matchup against Fallen Angels, but so far, look, it's definitely one of the more passive plays that we are seeing from Skyfire, just for the sheer fact that Quacked are able to, well, just shut them down very thoroughly on each one of the attempts.
Quack, yeah, like I said, I have been saying this entire map, they're just in the driver's seat so far.
Well and truly.
Unfortunately, that last round, they lost a bit of control. They're still in charge of the vehicle, but it's been a dicey one. They probably picked up a ticket or two, and maybe, just maybe, they lost one of their wing mirrors. But they're still driving. They're still keeping on moving forward. 3-1, still doable. But Skyfire, look, they can bring it back to 3-3.5. They might just be able to push it over the edge of the second. Unfortunately for them, though, it's a clubhouse. So most teams do tend to prefer the defense.
Of course, yeah. So we'll have to see if they will be able to actually bring back the 2 rounds in their favor. Theoretically, not as difficult of a task, really, but in the context of them against Quack, yeah, look, it's looking a little bit rough. Even with the fact that you've mentioned before, 55 was it? Round differential.
53.
53, now, close enough.
Actually, after
55, actually, yeah.
No, it'd be 58, and now, at the moment, almost 55, if I think if Skyfire one more round, we're there. But we've still got the rest of the map to play out, so it's yeah, like we tried maths more than... We tried double digits, it didn't work. See, the principle holds. Soy, long range angle onto Cats, almost takes the head off, but just a little bit harder to control that spray at that distance. And with that much showing, they make it happen. So he keeps himself in it. Still 5v5 as we go into the end of the first minute anyway.
Bomb located by attackers.
Again, look at them just taking control, determining the momentum of this match. Chloe, though, that's a cheeky little angle, spraying through that foot angle onto the CCTV wall. Catches out the Shinza Crips tee. It's enough to deter for now.
Indeed. Meanwhile, there is a gunfight very closely contested out in the garage behind the bikes. People extremely tagged up. Same could be said for Serenity. Right now, this is a very dangerous play here for both of the teams.
It's always a dangerous play here in the Women's League, but still 10 players in the lobby. Unfortunately for Skyfire, the health bar's not the greatest, although in saying that, there's a bit of a spread on the side of Quack as well. Peepo, very bold given her current standing in the health department, looking for anything, looking for an angle. If she can find it, could be big, but unfortunately Diana is going to find her just a second too fast for her to react. And, well, shut down. No more Wehrmite. Interesting that we see the Wehrmite not played on the rafters position. In fact, it's Ellie who has picked that up, who is now being aggressed upon. 2 players below, in fact, 1 rotating around towards CCTV breach. But Ellie playing again. There's audacity on both sides.
Yeah, there's plenty of audacity to really play around, but funnily enough, well, Ellie's position is actually going to be borderline, well, quiet, because all the action is about to be brought on board onto Chloe. Frag grenade's about to start coming in, but completely forgot about the angle up on the balcony, and that shuts down any kind of presence in the garage, allowing yet another swing. Well, yeah, there we go. From there on out, it's all going to be a snowball effect, because Time for Pie, well, she's bringing hella pie.
But the thing is, the Warden glasses, they worked. The flash did not affect her.
She didn't get flashed, yeah, true.
She was dead, but it didn't affect her. Time for Pie finds Cats. Serenity, the last remainder. Time for Pie finds that one as well. Another flawless round here for Quack, who are just storming on. I mean, this is just storming. This is Nocturnal, last stage, up until that grand final, and they are powering through.
Indeed, yeah, look, this is by far one of the more dominant performances. Quack even looking at maybe making this a 5-1 scoreline, possibly. For Skyfire, they still have a chance for this. If they make it at 2-4, they might just be able to get the play into their hands. But, Panda, it appears, we're going drinking.
Oh boy, we're going to the site. I think this is probably the first time in all of competitive Rainbow Six Siege history that bar stock has been played.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Let's take it one step at a time. Round 6 on the board. Time for Pie is 10-2-1. Diana has not died. The one round that Skyfire won, Diana was the player remaining when the time ran out. She has not died, and if she survives this round as well, she will not have died at all in the half.
No, we pulled, if that is the case, but yeah, look, I am probably just about as surprised about this side, given the fact that Skyfire are not usually known for out of a blue kind of picks. But the setup does look like they've at least tested it. And at the very least, they tried to like play around it, maybe in the scrims. But we'll have to see if it is actually kind of the case here. I'm assuming there is some sort of presence. Chloe. Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, no
Ay, ay,
way.
ay. Ay, ay,
Oh,
ay.
dear. Look, it is what it
Where's
is.
that punch hole?
If you get caught out by the
Oh,
cheeky,
there it is.
cheeky punch hole plays from the just outside the strip club. Look, no one is expecting that. So I could, oh no, as well as it being Diana's first death too.
Yep.
Brutal.
Cursed. Absolutely cursed. Oh, for Chloe, she's probably going to be thanking us for the curse, really, because right now she wants to frag out. She looks a little bit more activated, a little bit more proactive about the play, and Soy is looking a little bit stumped, to say the very least. People to be taken out, no more HSP just yet, and Chloe now is starting to slowly fall back. C4 flies in, no, won't be connecting to anyone, so right now it's a bit of a smaller stall out, but I think the moment... Oh, the moment that C4 fly in, yeah? Second time.
It would seem Serenity just a little bit
I
more
was just about
accurate.
to say.
Oh no, look at the placement of it. As soon as she stepped foot in Master, she was gone. No chance
Dead.
at redemption. No chance. No second life. No respawn card. You can't do it. But look at the depth. The Skyfire, half the team. Half the team downstairs at the moment. Oh no, another Nitro. Unfortunately, with the way that things work, yeah, it was going to be a tight run thing. Unfortunately, though, for Ellie, they lose control of that hatch, and it's going to be that much harder to contest if they do go for that bar push. But Skyfire is so spread out.
Chloe, meanwhile, continues her crusade, and that spread out play actually might just be able to net them that sweet, sweet second point to slow down the onslaught and not make it at least that much embarrassing. Swing comes around. Soy was prepared this time. Time for Pi and Soy, the last two remaining players, should be at the very least able to maybe scout out the position, because if Serenity swings over to that position, that's it. Well, GG, nope, never mind. Another swing, and it's Ellie. Ooh. Making the best of her position, able to make yet another swing. Now reveals her position. Cats still has her position hidden. So right now she has the element of surprise. Does take up time for Pi. Right now, it's still a bit of a difficult situation for the Zofia player.
But it is time for Pi, who has picked up some stunning frags so far this map. Has one impact and one concussion. So we'll be able to deal with that Banshee concussion towards the mirror window, trying to bait it out. We'll swing onto the player behind the mirror window. Spray is not good, though. Unfortunately, just too much to consider. Will mean that Skyfire pick up their second round of the half. On bar and stuck of all bomb sites.
Yeah, look, that's the strength of just the side that you barely really practice, and it worked out perfectly well for Skyfire to at the very least break the mold. That's one. Two, we have a look at the history. Well, Skyfire started kind of breaking out. Church has been decently well, albeit it did come down to a possible 1v1 in a matter of like a few last remaining seconds, and then now the bar and stock came in through. But now comes the next issue for them. They are on attack. On a clubhouse that is usually considered a defense-sided, and...
Well, Chloe knows what's the
thank you.
play. It's full send o'clock here. As Chloe is looking to get in and do some damage.
Damage.
Big damage. Take the mum's door. Do damage. But at the moment, round 7, first round of the second half. There we go. Skyfire, unfortunately, just not finding their stride as much as they would have liked.
Oh boy. Wait. Panda. But there are no hinges here. How are they going to take the door off?
They've already been taken.
Okay, right. It's already.
It was done as we were getting everyone off the lobby.
Right.
They took the doors off, prepped the map. It's a training exercise after all. But look at this, the SSG style roam upstairs with the Legion and the. Oh my lord, I just speak his name. Vigil. I was going to say Goyo, but we've already seen Goyo. It's not him. Time for Pi. Again, looking for the cheeky angles, looking for the odd plays, and Soy should get some big information. Frag grenade toss, the double jump in. The swing here could be huge.
Bomb has been
But
located.
no, Soy not going to push on just yet. It's Cats to find the open onto Crips T. And, well, all of a sudden, 2 more frags go back the other way. Time for Pi on the hunt from behind. Finds Serenity. Chloe left. Chloe is in dirt tunnel as Amaru. What is this?
No, I mean, it managed to score the frag onto Time for Pi. Actually lands on another one onto Diana. All of a sudden, 2v2, 2v1. Look, I'm lost for words.
Yeah,
I'm
even
lost.
the confusion's spreading. It's now coming through in Russian. We have no idea what's going on. Soy trying to hold things down. Plant coming through for Ali. Pushing on, and they know there's 2 minutes left on the clock, and we hit 2 minutes, and that round was over.
Speedrun, hello? Is this you?
Oh,
We're seeing some vile, absolutely vile decision making on some of the plays, but look, entertainment value is there. We were talking about taking the door off the mum's door off the hinges, and well, seems like both of the rosters decided to do that.
That's some wild card-esque stuff. Just straight in, go for gold. Rush the site to get the plant down. Unfortunately, when Time for Pi is hunting you from behind as a vigil, it's not a situation that tends to end very well. CCTV coming up. Diana goes from the mirror on to the dock, and we've had 2 operators switched out. This better be bus stock, is the call Serenity has made. But 2 operators both switched out for French operators.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, look, it's French o'clock. Just proceed to pin somebody with a baguette. Maybe Chloe might be able to pull that off, but maybe even the dock of Diana, because do witness what is in the hands of the defensive French operator.
Let's go.
The Pro 9E with the suppressor and the 1.5 times scope. What does that usually teach us? It's a spawn peek.
One would imagine so.
One would hope so.
One would hope so. Otherwise, questionable plays, but ones that could work very, very well. Might even be a raft this hole. That would be interesting.
That would be fun.
Being placed. It's too late for a spawn peek now, though. But yeah, it looks like Diana's job. Reloading the 1 bullet she shot. That is a true Rainbow Six gamer.
Yeah, that's a gamer moment if I ever seen one. But yeah, look, theoretically, Diana's decision making here is actually quite valid, for the sheer fact that, well, if she starts blasting from the rafters, nobody will know exactly where she's firing from unless they hear the sound cues and know exactly, and they have like the directional audio. Because apart from that, they do not get a single bit of indication where they're taking damage from, which could actually work out quite well. That is, if there is support down below.
That cat
And well,
is
you
just
look at that.
filthy. Like, I 100% understand why he is, she is running this at the moment. But look, this is kind of insane. If Diana can pull off a couple of frags here, unfortunately the Monty is now pushing on through. Yeah,
Wait, pardon me. This isn't actually a suppressor. It's an extendo.
An extendo. Okay,
An
yeah.
extendo.
Oh, it is. It's an extendo. It's like they put the suppressor on, but someone ganked it off as well, without unscrewing it. So not quite. Who's prone outside? Is someone? Are they seriously going to try and call? No. She is waiting for Diana to get too aggressive. There is some audacious stuff here.
Knowing how much of a gremlin Time for Pi can be with those frags, maybe she is the one who yoinked that suppressor off the extended barrel. At least that's my theory here. Because you look at that, Time for Pi are currently 14 for 4, looking to acquire some more frags, about to go and swing onto Kaz, who's currently the sledge, and she's the one that deals the most damage out of that swing. Explain, please, Anda, please explain.
Pifo also wins the gunfight against Diana, who had overstimmed herself. Unfortunately, yeah, no stim, no chance at healing up her fallen teammate, who has now just straight up died, as Cats will find that kill despite being on such low health. Crips T swings in, but huge damage taken in the air, but Soy tries to rotate into Garage, but is found as well. It's too little too late on some of these contests. Christy just clutching her chest right now, wanting to say, can I throw toxic canisters? I don't want to take a gunfight. She's so low. Toxic canister, throw it. Unfortunately, not a huge amount of damage found. The Monty just walks on into the doorway. There was a player rotating towards top red. Shield is down close, just baiting it here. You'll get that plant secured. But look, Serenity's watching the rotate. Like, anyone that makes the wrong move, Serenity is going to gun them down.
I believe AJ just got whiffed in a whole bunch of toxic gas.
He tried to rotate and then got doing. And Chloe drops the shield, gets caught out. And unfortunately for AJ, she's very much in trouble. Ellie walks in with a secondary, finds the frag, and Skyfire. Okay. They've found some ground, found some control and some momentum.
There we go. Yeah. Just like that, it's been an absolutely spicy one. Thank you, Ellie, for assisting here. But yeah, look. Inhaling some spicy gas definitely did not help the remaining defenders there, and well, CCTV is going to be a retry from Quack, as they have realized that it was a bit of flop. Some swings shouldn't have probably happened, and well, we'll see if maybe a retry is going to be in place here.
Look, yeah, CCTV reattempt, the lesion coming out now instead of the Malusi saying that, hold on, there's a good chance Chloe is going to stick with this one, and there we go, it's going to be stuck out.
And defuse bombs.
Yeah, the Pro 90 coming through again to Diana. I respect the setup. It is a high potential setup in the rafters.
Yeah. Well, let's see if that change is actually going to be a valid one, because so far for Diana, this has not been a good round, or rather good positioning on the rafters. She's been outed very quickly, not much of a retry, or rather refrag, has been done of her position, and it kind of left the rest of the team wondering as to what the heck needs to be done.
This is the same number of rounds Skyfire got against them last time on Oregon earlier in the season. So, I mean, if they can make it work here, they could repeat history, which has not been the case. So it might be, again, upset coming through here. Diana sees the shadow of the shield, and once again they see that. Oh yeah, Chloe gives them a wave, gives them a high. Pistol out for AJ. Is going to give her the stim she needs to get back to full health. So. Hi Doc, hi Diana, how's it going? Yeah, they're just having a bit of chat, having a bit of fun, getting a little bit of juice. Stim pistol, it's my turn.
Mom said I could have the stim pistol now.
Mom says you need to share.
Yeah, look, maybe it is time to share, because right now Ellie wants to try to play off that and just yoink that candy out from Chloe's as well. But for now, yeah, look.
Of all their stim. Oh dear! Look, we have fun. They have fun. Everyone has fun. Diana's still staring at her attacker counterpart as well. Doc and Rook. Sorry, Doc and Monty. Rook and Twitch. All of them. They're all French. They're all French.
Yeah,
they love their
all
baguettes.
Frenches.
They love.
I like how at this point we just don't even like try really. We think French is just baguette. Heck it, we done it.
Yeah. But who is in Paris? That's the question. At the moment, though, we're heading into the second half of the round. Diana's going to go for the oversim. Last time she did, she ended up dying to a headshot from Pipo, unfortunately, who it does look like is maybe looking to try and get a cheeky angle around that shield. But a minute 20 on the clock. They've got the CCTV breach open. Cats is the least healthy player in the server right now. Diana being threatened from that breach as well. There's so many angles they do need to worry about. Dangerous games being played here, despite the best efforts. Look at them. Skyfire still not quite sure where to pull that trigger and go for the jump in, but it's AJ to find the first. Ellie falls. This time it's looking a little bit better for the defense, the Skyfire girls. Need to find more though. Chloe caught the goo mine as well. This is exactly what they need.
Very well, yeah. Whiff City is in the play. Serenity is the one to actually come out victorious here. Cats to go down, completely unaware of the presence of the Maverick. There it is, Serenity doing some absolutely godly work here, and now all of a sudden she is already probably yelling into the microphone, I have the sight. All down to Soy and time for pie. All of a sudden, just out of a blue, just like that.
Soy spots the back of Cats, finishes her off, spots the player with the rotate for two.
Spicy.
Harm assist for sure, and it's Chloe and Pipo in the 1.5v2, because one of them's carrying a big shield. Time for Pie down below, prepped and ready with that Nitro Cell to contest the plant. Should it go down? But Time for Pie spots it through the opening of the wall on the rafters, and Soy shuts down the French Montagne. And it will be Quack pushing on to map point here on Clubhouse, and we could see history repeated.
Look, I didn't expect that round to turn out the way how it did at the end, but look, Quack managed to make the best of it. Soy doing some absolutely phenomenal work, gotta say. That switch around and that change between two targets was absolutely clean, very well timed. Quite unfortunate for Skyfire, though, they couldn't really do much about it. So now going into the Church and Arsenal room, excuse me, getting a little bit growly. Now going into the Church and Arsenal room, I'm actually quite curious how will this really turn out, because AJ Tiger switching over to Mozzie should be able to deny even more of information gathering.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
It's yeah, the Skyfire girls are very adamant to bait Quack than to playing bar and stock. Just because it worked for them once does not mean that they need to do it again. But either way, there's bar. Yeah, like it's again that SSG style roam, that big upstairs extension. Last time we saw the explosive jumping through secret onto the site, looking to get that plant down. Unfortunately, Time for Pie came down after them, and guns down too. Hopefully we don't see the same thing happen again, because otherwise we could see this map closed out very quickly.
5 seconds remaining.
Definitely looks like it. It seems like Quack maybe not really feeling like giving away any more of the rounds. Maybe giving Skyfire even more momentum, because they know how powerful can momentum be. So won't be really deciding to bring this around and fall for that bait, albeit I still think that they might have actually had full ability to play out their way if it was barn stock. But AJ looking for, I'm assuming that she's just looking for a mount, like, you know, a donkey, saying your ass is mine. So is she just trying to yoink a donkey?
Who knows at this stage? Look, at the AJ's like, come on, surely, right here, now, let's go. Yeah, cool, give me the call, let me know. But no, at the moment, nothing to be found just yet, other than a bit of damage on the Ellie, who is struggling just a little bit. Chloe is going to spot one, but AJ from the side, oh, this Nitro could be absolutely massive. No, pulls off the angle. I think Chloe may have spotted a pixel of her. Cat's just cheeky up through rafters, trying to gear up for this dual swing or even the bait into a shot. Look at that, the pullbacks there. AJ with a kill onto Serenity. Absolutely monstering the Buck, who was on the hunt. Now, less threat available, just Cats on the sledge to open up that floor.
Look at this.
Scarier.
Look at this 3-player. Pardon me, sorry. 4-player, theoretically, on the hunt for 2 players. That is AJ, who was about to butcher some more toes, and Crips T, who's still playing around. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. No
more vertical. This is a basement bomb site, and both soft breaches are dead.
Ay.
At least they've got Monty at least. So on the hunt, looking to push on down. Chloe has found some information, but I don't know how much of that information. Like, so we've seen the 2 approaches on this bomb site. First attempt, just straight on send into the site, get murdered. Second attempt, play it passive, play it slow, look for the information. Still murdered.
Jeez Louise, yeah, and it doesn't stop. That train does not stop. Time for Pie with barely a whole lot of HP. Well, just gets the swing, gets the frag onto people, and now it's all down to Ellie and Chloe to try to keep their team afloat. Because otherwise, it's pretty much GG, well played. Quick swing. Ellie wants to grab the frag, but very cautious about not maybe finding a frag onto her own teammate. And right now, well, at the very least, we'll be denying the flawless round, to say the very least. But uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Just taking damage. The Nitro from Crips just catches her across the face. Ellie to fall, and that's just the one shield versus the 4 players. And Chloe crouches out, runs, and they were just encroaching on her, leaving Skyfire winless on the night.
Wow.
Which could cost them second place there off the back of it. Quacked, still undefeated.
Yeah, there we go. There's our answer for tonight. Quack are going to be staying undefeated. Better yet, they probably increased substantially their round differential, if anyone will be even trying to contest them on the points. And just like that, I mean, Time for Pi ending her run with I believe 15 or 16 kills at the end of the match.
16 by the
16.
end of it. 16 and
Ouchie.
6, so plus 10
Ouch.
on the differential. But yeah, look, off the back of that, I think that does place Quack all but untouchable going into the remainder of the season. There is only a handful of weeks left. In fact, there's only the 1 week left after this.
Exactly.
That's a scary prospect. I mean, not if you're them. If you're Quack, you're sitting pretty, you're sitting happy. You knowing full well that there's a good chance that you are going to have, well, you're not going to lose first place. There's no way with the momentum that they're generating.
Exactly.
In fact, going into next week, Quacked, it's going to be a match against Fallen Angels to close out the entire stage, which is going to be interesting. So Quacked actually have a harder week next week, which is Quacked and Wrens.
All right. Well, Quack versus Wrens essentially is going to force Quack to play a much more kind of withdrawn game overall, because of Wrens being kind of that aggressive team to play around. And against Fallen Angels, yeah, look, Fallen Angels so far tonight shown us that they can perform and they can do it quite well. So while still going against Quack, they are going to be the underdogs. I definitely think that they could very much bring in that heat and even push us to even the overtime.
Well, either way, it does gear up for a rather interesting final week of play here in the XP Esports Women's League. 2 unfortunate losses for Skyfire. Quack able to repeat history on that second round. But look, 1 week left, and then we head into the playoffs. We've seen how things can heat up going into that. For the first time, we could see, Cortari not on the winning team. It is anyone's guess as to how the season goes. It was with Elevate previously, now with Wrens. She could look to find that as well, but it's a long road till we get there. But for us here in week number 6, thank you very much for joining us. Big thank you to our sponsors as well. XP Esports, obviously the ones backing it all. UQU, ZQ Racing, Ubisoft, Computer Alliance, Intel, ROG, and Cool Masters. Phenomenal sponsors on the backside who make all of this possible. Without them, we would not be bringing you this lovely show. But Cthulhu, another hot week of the Women's League, and the final one coming up next week. Make sure you guys are back then for that, because it's going to be spicy.